and welcome back to my channel. If you have never been on my channel before, definitely go ahead and subscribe. I post a lot of college videos, vlogs, lifestyle videos, all of that. But today's video is really exciting because I'm putting together all of my tips for decorating your dorm room. It was so fun coordinating with my roommates and just making my dorm feel really homey and cozy. So I hope that these tips are very helpful for you guys. Keep in mind that you do not need to do any of these things to have a cute dorm room. These are just all of my extra ways of being and things that I did to make my dorm be as cute as I could make it. I hope you find this video very helpful. Definitely comment down below if it is. And if you're going to be a first year in college, let me know too and where you're going to school. Currently I'm a second year at Cal Poly SLO, but last year I lived on campus in the North Mountain dorms. If you want to see what my dorm room looked like last year, I'll link the video. Alright, so let's just hop right in. I wrote down all my tips, things I did for my dorm room, and they might help you too. So the first thing I would say is if you have roommates that you know, maybe that's from Facebook or a random pairing that your college has given you, or even if it's random and you end up finding out who your roommate is before move-in day, I would recommend coordinating with your roommates to figure out a color scheme, what your vibe might be like, stuff like that. Personally, my roommates and I decided to make a Pinterest board so we can all make sure we were getting things similar to each other. And it was really fun doing that. It wasn't necessary, but it definitely helped. And I love Pinterest, so that was just a fun thing for me to do. The second thing I would do is look up dorm room videos from your college where you might be living, because you want to know what the room looks like inside to see how many wall spaces you have, if there's curtains that come with the room, what the desks look like, kind of what the bed configuration is. So I would say that's definitely very helpful. I know when I went to Cal Poly there weren't very many videos of the North Mountain dorms, so that's why I ended up making one. I would say that that is really helpful because I was able to kind of figure out, oh, I'm gonna have a bunk bed, or oh, this room, there's this much wall space, or I could do this in this area, and kind of plan it before I got there. Tip number 3 would be to keep in mind that lighter colors will make your room feel a lot bigger. A lot of dorm rooms are super small and they cram 2 or 3 people in them, so making your room feel as big as possible is definitely the way to go. My roommates and I chose to do an all-white theme. I'll try to throw in some pictures over here, or it might have been in the thumbnail, but definitely having lighter colors in your room, if that's your style, will help your room feel a lot bigger. Something else that I think I really need to share with you guys is contact paper. So my mom ended up finding a marble contact paper online on Amazon. I'll link it in the description. I know a lot of freshmen at Cal Poly this year ended up doing that, but really cool. We put it all over our desks. This made it look a lot more homey, and we actually got a ton of compliments. Whenever people walked in, they're like, wait, did you get a marble desk? They were always like super shocked, but it was really easy. I think it was like $7 to cover my desk, and it looked so good, and it was super easy to take off at the end of the year. It's just like a big sticker, so you just like tear it off. And then we also got white contact paper too to put that over a few of the dressers. So the contact paper you can find on Amazon, and I'll link it. Something else that I really liked having in my dorm room, and would be my next tip, is to get plants. They can be fake or real, but I really liked having plants in our room because it made it feel a lot more homey. Next tip for you guys is to get firefly lights, or just like little lights to put in your room. I'd recommend getting plug-ins unless your school doesn't allow that, because batteries can get expensive and they like wear out really fast. But if your school doesn't allow it, just get batteries, and you can kind of command strip them up like around your bunk bed or against like parts of the wall and stuff. So it works really well, and it also makes your room look a lot cuter. Another part of my dorm room that I really liked last year was that I got a huge gold round mirror. I use it in my room this year too, but it was a really great addition to our room because when you walked in, that was like the first thing you would notice, that and the marble contact paper. So it just made our whole room look a lot better, and it was great to get ready. It can be hard to figure out how to hang that because you can't put nails in your dorm room, and a command strip doesn't really hold a 40-pound mirror. So I ended up like leaning it against the wall, and it worked really well throughout the whole year. My next tip for you guys is to get curtains, or cover the curtains that you have in your dorm room. My closet personally did not have any doors on it, and it didn't come with curtains, so my roommate Paige ended up grabbing some white sheer curtains that are super cute. I actually ended up buying the same ones for my apartment this year because I really liked them and they were hers, so I had to get my own this year, but it definitely helped, and it hid all of our clothes. If it ever looked messy, you just wouldn't see it, so that was really nice. The next tip that I would recommend is to bring some pictures of all your friends from home. Personally, what I did is get some posters and prints from Society 6. I love Society 6. I have decorated with Society 6 for a while now, and they're really nice. What I did is just grab some posters, and then I got the command strips that have like double-sided tape on them with no hook, and I was able to just like surface that straight onto my wall, and it didn't leave any marks when I moved out. So that was the best way to go on that, and it stayed up all year. Speaking of being able to hang things, I would recommend getting a ton of command strips. On your move-in day, you'll probably want to get a lot of different types of them so that you're not going back and forth to Target and all of those stores. So my mom brought a big bag of command strips, and we were just like sharing them with everyone in our dorm, and I ended up having all the right sizes because of that. Everything was a lot different than I expected it to be, so it ended up working out the best to bring a lot. Another thing I really liked having in my dorm room last year was a big rug. I noticed that most people in my dorm had a rug just because the carpet is pretty gross, and if you have like friends over or staying at your place, it's kind of gross to lay on that carpet. So I got a rug from Home Goods, and it ended up making the room look a lot cuter, and it was comfy to sit on the floor. Something else for guests, or just if your bed is so high, is getting one of those stools. I got one from Home Goods, and it was like a little furry stool, and then it helped me get into my bed, but it also was great for people to like come over and sit on. And then something I didn't need to do but decided to do was get a fur to put over my desk chair. I didn't want to have like a blue chair in the room, so I put like a really cute white like fur over it, and it looked good, but it was super unnecessary, and it got really dirty by the end of the year. So I figured that it would probably be helpful if I shared with you guys where I got a lot of the things for my dorm room. And I think the place I shopped the most for my dorm was at Home Goods. They just had a bunch of really cute stuff for a cheaper price, so I like that, and a lot of it was my style, which was very helpful. I think I got my rug and bedding from Home Goods. Somewhere that I got my sheets was Target, because they make the twin XL sheets, which are for like your dorm room bed. I thought that Target was a great place just because they have the whole dorm room section at Target during back to school. So that was a really nice place to go because they had everything I really needed in that aisle. My mom and I also had shopped at the Container Store to get under the bed storage. Most dorm rooms have really high beds, so you can put a ton of storage underneath, and that's what I did. So I went to the Container Store to get good organizers. I mentioned this earlier, but I shopped at Society 6 to get my prints for my dorm room walls. I also used Society 6 for my apartment this year too. I just think they have a lot of really cool, unique prints. It's kind of like Etsy in a way, so I would recommend Society 6 if you're looking for anything fun like that. I'd also say that Hobby Lobby and Michael's have a really good area to get decor or just random pieces to add to your dorm room. And then a few other stores I'd recommend checking out would be Urban Outfitters because of their home section. It's so cute. And then I'd also check out TJ Maxx. They have a lot of really cute stuff. Definitely check out Bed Bath & Beyond if you have one near you, or maybe even online, because they generally have the 20% off coupons. So that can be helpful if you're like needing to find like a mattress topper or something. And the last place you can check out would be little boutiques in your town. I found that a lot of boutiques have decor. Sometimes it's more expensive, but you never really know. So you can always check those out and see if you find anything. And yeah, those are all the stores that I personally shopped at and checked out, other than like shopping from Amazon. A lot of my shopping was definitely done on Amazon, but if I had gone into any stores, it was all those stores that I listed. So hopefully you find that helpful, and maybe it helps kind of narrow down where you need to go a little bit better. My last tip to you guys is just making your dorm room feel as homey as possible. It's most of your guys' first time leaving your home for like your whole life, so you want your room to feel as cozy and homey as possible. You're living with new people in a new place and in new rooms. I definitely think that was one reason why I really liked my dorm last year, is that I had a really cozy place to go back to every day. I know that I included so many tips, and you really don't have to follow any of those if you don't want to. These are just things that I did, and if you know me in real life, you know that I always do things like more than you need to do. If you guys are going to be a first year at college, let me know in the comments and tell me where you're going to school. I love to like hear all that stuff. It's a really exciting time. I'll make sure I link all the contact paper and like cute stores that have good stuff for dorm rooms, and I'll also make sure to link my dorm room tour from last year in the description box. So if you want to check that out and get some ideas, you guys can go do that. Good luck with everything for your dorm room, and I hope this video was super helpful. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!